Oh, hello, one and all. It's the end of 2025, and this should be going up at midnight, as in exactly when it becomes the new year. So happy new year, best wishes to you and your loved ones for 2026, and in this video we'll do the end of year roundup, as I like to do, where we talk about the things that have happened this year in terms of channel and stuff. Yeah. So, let's start off with Piece of Pie software playthroughs. Resident Evil 5 was mostly end of 2024, but it slightly stretched into this year. I don't really have much to say about that. We talked about it at the end of last year, didn't we, I think, probably. Yeah, that was a good time. One of the most fun times I remember having in co-op with Reptiloid, and there's another Reptiloid co-op playthrough coming up in 2026, early on. Look forward to that. What came up next? Some of this is going to be in weird order as well, because, I don't know, YouTube's weird. On this channel, at least. It sorts them by... Wait, does it? I don't know, the date sorting is really bloody weird on YouTube. It doesn't work properly, and you can't change what it sorts it by. God, it's 2025, YouTube. Get on the level of most websites. Yeah, this is nothing. This is just as I like to do sometimes, I compile little series into one playlist. But something that did happen this year was Commander Keen's 2 and 3. Games that I never expected to play through. But a source port was pointed out to me so I could play them with quick saves. Because 2 and especially 3 are kinda trash games, as in I don't enjoy them because they're arsehole difficulty. And the source port wasn't perfect, it had some features that didn't work properly, but at least there we go. We have the entire official Commander Keen series recorded now, so that was nice at least. ZZT, a blast from the childhood past, a game that I grew up playing a lot of, perhaps my first introduction to custom world making kind of stuff. Probably not, I don't know, I might have had the Games Factory or something by then. Actually no, my first introduction to game making would have been the shoot 'em up construction kit for the Atari ST. But this was an early one anyway. It had like a world making thing, you could make your own stuff in ZZT. Very fun. And still quite a lot of fun to be had here. I played through the official worlds released by Epic Mega Games. Yeah. It was an interesting revisit, even if there were some arseholey bits, but you know, old games, what are you gonna do? Doom Legacy of Rust. Yeah, I don't know what's going on with the ordering. 28th of December 2024, 10th of February 2025, 8th of February 2025. Shouldn't it technically be ordered by what was last updated? I don't know. I would assume this is instead ordered by date of playlist creation, but that's not an option here. That's not one of these things. It's very strange. So yeah, hopefully this is all hopefully this is stuff that happened this year and it's not a weird order. But Doom Legacy of Rust. Was it by Machine Games, I think it was? I believe so. Was it really this year? As in 2025? It feels like that was longer ago. I hope this is right. Anyway, well no, I mean, yeah, I guess it would have come out in 2024 and I recorded it then, but it got uploaded in 2025, that makes sense. But yeah, sort of semi-official campaign added to the Night Dive version of Doom. I remember it being kind of difficult in some places, and I wasn't a big fan of maybe one or two of the new enemies. Oh yeah, it was the lingering flames on the floor, wasn't it? That was a pretty good thing, I think. I do believe. Maybe the final level or two was a bit painful, but I think it was overall pretty good, if I remember right. It's hard to talk about stuff that was such a long time ago, because I don't remember. Wrath Aeon of Ruin, now that is a game I do remember quite a bit of. Boy, did that... Bob, go away. Boy, did that game have a saga. leading up to release. In development for ages, a lot of troubled development, people leaving the team to work on something else. Great, that is. How about you stay with the team until the game's done? But despite the circumstances, I think it turned out to be pretty darn good. I think a lot of people were disappointed in it, but I don't know. I expected it to turn out a lot worse, but it was very good. I thought. Well, I don't know about very good, but it was pretty darn good, I would say. I enjoyed for the most part, except the damn bosses. The bosses, especially the final boss, were kind of a, well, just a no, you know? They were no. PoPS Tunes is another one of those coming up soon, by the way. Just today, in fact, when I'm recording this, I reached the point where I have enough to compile into one video, so look forward to one of those. There's also a stream highlights video coming up shortly, in the new year. Dusk maps, apparently there were some of those this year. I want to be the Boshi. Yep, I continued that playthrough finally. No! I did an April Fool's Day thing. That was good. The Messenger, that was this year? What do you mean December? What do you mean? 16th of December 2025? No? I don't know, maybe I changed something in the description. Who knows? But yeah, that was a pretty good game, wasn't it? I wasn't as big a fan of the DLC, but pretty good stuff. Metroidvania, it was pretty darn fun, that was, with good music especially. Maximum Doom, was this the year that I made that playlist? I guess it might have been. I don't remember if that was this year or 2024, where I, like, instead of having all the Maximum Doom videos in the Doom Wads playlist, I made its own playlist to separate the wheat from the chaff, so to speak, if that's the right phrase. Herald of Havoc, a sadly quite short but quite fun game right there, satisfying. Gosh, that lightning gun. Whoa! Even if it did get a little bit, I think, weird towards the end. It was still good, I think, but I felt like that game kind of lost its steam towards the end. It was like the developer, it seemed like they were running out of ideas or something. So they just made a short third episode with some weird short levels that were mostly enemies all packed together. And also some levels with like a weird new gimmick introduced that just came out of nowhere. But yeah, very fun game that. If you like FPSs that don't overstay their welcome, in fact they understay their welcome, you can't go wrong with that. It's probably cheap as well considering its length. Castlevania Order of Ecclesia. Ah yes, that pain in the bum. Yeah, some of that game was a bit hard, especially towards the end. Although, in hindsight, I did kinda, not necessarily cheat, because it's a feature in the game. I mean, cheats are features in games as well, but, you know, it's a non-hidden feature function of the game where you can rewind to undo mistakes. It does feel like cheating, but I did do that during the final boss, and probably at some other points towards that point. Because I just felt like I'm never going to be able to learn this fight, so no, I don't care anymore. I'm just gonna cheese the fight and rewind if I take damage. But I had loads of healing items, so I probably could have done that without rewinding. But anyway, yeah, cool game anyway. I do enjoy the Metroidvania Castlevanias. Even if that one was a bit on the hard side, it still had the cool thing of like farming well, powers from enemies, not souls, but, you know, that kind of thing anyway. Far from being on the level of Aria of Sorrow, or Dawn of Sorrow though. They're still my favourites. Gene Forge 3. Did that start this year? I think it started last year, didn't it? It must have. Probably, maybe, I don't know. Yeah, it would have. Yep, that finished this year, obviously to be taken, to have Darksiders 2 take its place for now. Which is also, like, not super far from the end, I guess. Still got a bit to go, but yeah, Gene Forge 3, another good fun one. Hope you're enjoying the adventure through the Gene Forge series. or the Spiderweb software series in general, because we did Nethergate Resurrection as well, didn't we, a year or two ago? Okay, expect more of that. I don't know if Geneforge 4 will be starting in 2026, because after Darksiders 2 it's Ultima Underworld, which is fully recorded. I don't know if... No, I think that'll finish in 2026. Geneforge 4 might start just before the end of 2026. So yum, Ultima Underworld is still like one of my favourites though, so I'm looking forward to that starting. Anyway, that's neither here nor there. Apparently I did an Isaac video, I guess that would have been at the end of Geneforge. Dread Templar, more FPS action. Oh yes. That was also a very good one. Although I did have my complaints about that game as well, some of the difficulty and I guess enemy mechanics and placements and stuff. And the music, oh my god! The constant noise! The music was like full on all the time. Doesn't give you a rest. But that's alright. That's a fun game. Very good indeed. Another retro style FPS that I can very much recommend for people who like retro style FPSs, like, you know, your Proteus, your Dusk, your Medieval. That one's up there. Journey. Ugh. Nah, that's pretty good. It's a lovely journey. I just wish there was a way to turn off the forced multiplayer interaction. Like, I know, the multiplayer stuff doesn't really take away anything from the game, and it's like, it's supposed to be a big part of the game. You go on a journey with a fellow sand dweller. Just a random person can show up. You meet on the tides of fate. But I don't know, I just didn't like how they could wander off and activate things when there's such precious little to do in this game in the first place. I wanted to be the one to wander over and activate a thing when I was good and ready, you know? I want to take my time and explore and find the activatable points to enable progress and find the little hidden collectibles. Yeah, that was unfortunately a major sticking point for me with that game. Is that the right phrase? Sticking point? I think so. But despite that, good stuff. I can see why people love that game. A very good journey. Get it? Did we do some snap maps? Wait, is this getting into the Christmas specials already? Was there a snap map in the Christmas specials? No, there wasn't. What did I do? I don't know what I did with snap maps. Yeah, I don't know. Wait, yeah, this is where we run into a weird playlist weirdness. Because, wait, Resident Evil Revelations 2 was after Journey, wasn't it? Well, it's up here for some reason. Because I continued raid mode afterwards. Yeah, there's raid mode stuff coming up in the new year. But yeah, Resident Evil Revelations 2. Oh, if you watch that playthrough, you know I had my share of complaints about that game. Yeah, boy did I complain a lot, but at the same time I didn't really die all that often, so you know, I've just been very complainy lately in my playthroughs, and I'm trying to like stop that a bit moving forward. Hopefully 2026 will be a bit less complainy overall, although most playthroughs of 2026 are already pre-recorded, so I guess it will still go on for a while. But at some point I'm going to be starting to be less complainy, because Revelations 2, sure I got hit by a lot and some of the damage I took felt bullshitty, but like, I didn't really struggle all that much, you know, I don't think I ever really got stuck as such. Sure, you died once or twice to a boss, is a boss, that kind of thing happens. It's just, I've got it too much in my head that, lately, that like, taking damage in a game is bad and will make me complain. I have to find some excuse. What? Where the hell did that enemy come from? That was bullshit. Ow, what kind of animation was that? Ow, where was the telegraph? I didn't have time to react to that. God. No, how about you just take it in stride? You've got healing items. Not every damage is designed for you to be able to avoid all damage. Did I say not every damage? Not every game is designed for you to be able to avoid all damage, on your first playthrough especially. Just go with it. Roll with the punches. Use your healing items, which you do use already, but you know, it's not the end of the world. God. So yeah, raid mode, despite my kind of not positive feelings overall about that game, I did decide to go back and do some raid mode, which I'm still in the process of doing. So yeah, there'll be those coming up in the new year, kind of being uploaded as evening uploads alongside stuff like Doom, Quake, Proteus and all that. Yum, that's been fun. Right, back down to wherever we were. No more snow was after that. Yeah, that was a fun little thing. Just a short, simple third person, or not third person shooter, isometric shooter, I guess that's what you call them, twin stick shooter. Yeah, nothing complicated, nothing hard really. I wonder if that new episode is out. That was supposed to be a Christmas episode. If it is, I'll record that at some point and just upload it and add it to this playlist. But yeah, that came at the end of November and went into December to lead us into the Christmas specials. I hope you enjoyed them. I think that was a darn good selection this year. Was it this year I started doing ZZT Worlds? I believe so. Was it? When was the... oh no. I was going to check when the first one was uploaded, but obviously the first ones were my ones from ages ago. Kobold Smoocher was the first proper one that I started. Oh, yeah, that was this year. I haven't done super many of them. Well, I've done more than I remember. But still, yeah, not so many. One of them was a Christmas special as well. Don't know if I'll do more of those. I kinda quickly fell off that a bit. I don't know, we'll see. Yeah, those have been interesting. A bit of a nostalgia hit. And now, obviously, currently we're going through Trepang 2. Kind of, are we nearing the end of that? How many parts of that are left? Yeah, no, we still got quite a bit of that left. A couple weeks or so. Yeah, that's been good fun. Kind of Fear-like. Well, yeah, Fear is the most obvious comparison, but it's got more going on in it than that. There's a bit more crazy action and stuff, whereas Fear was more of a, I guess, sort of more tactical. This is tactical as well, but like you can do a lot more in this, and it's got a much bigger variety of stuff going on. But yeah, pretty darn cool. And I do believe, unless there's some playlist weirdness going on here, that is all of this year's playthroughs. When I look at them like this, it feels like a lot less than it felt like. As in, it seems like a lot less than it felt like. But what's coming up? Christmas specials, Ramp obviously continuing. Xenoclash 2 co-op, yes. That'll be the first playthrough after Trepang 2, I do believe, co-oping it with Reptiloid. That was a good time. Interesting game to re-experience, and I do believe we enjoyed it a fair bit. Oh yeah, Darksiders 2 obviously going on right now. I don't know what that's doing up here. I made the playlist a long time ago, so why is it not down here? Look, now the playlists are in the correct order. Now they're being sorted by last updated. What's going on down here? YouTube? Bloody hell. But yeah, obviously having lots of complaints with Darksiders 2. Don't worry if you're struggling through the Darksiders 2 playthrough because of my constant complaining. I mean, most of the complaints are sort of just me having fun. Me having fun poking fun at the game for it being glitchy. Obviously I'm still, you know, going through the game decently well enough. But don't worry, I do ease up on it a bit. And I think, yeah, stuff. Yeah. Yes, indeed. Anything else coming up here? Update for Christmas Nightmare came out, we'll talk about that a bit later. Oh, yeah, there we go. Right, well then, let's do a thing. Favourite playthrough of the year that I did for this channel? Who knows, man? Is this worth doing? I guess I'm ranking them. These end of year roundup videos are long enough already, but Let's try and rank them in order of favouriteness. Well, this is already starting off quite good, isn't it? Darksiders 2 probably below Order of Ecclesia. Legacy of Rust. I mean, it's Doom, that's hard to place. I didn't enjoy Legacy of Rust as much as like most of other Doom. I'd rather play Doom 2 again or something. But I'd probably still put up here maybe Dread Templar, that was good. Would I put it above Castlevania though? Yeah, I would. Would I put it above Doom? It's the trouble, it's the Doom. It is Doom, you know, it's like a Doom Megawad. That's why it gets such high points. Geneforge 3, good fun. I do love me some Spiderweb softwares. Herald of Havoc, also good, not quite up there. Maybe there. Maybe here. Yeah, there feels right. Journey. Put that about there. I don't know, like, sure I'm saying a lot of negative stuff about Darksiders 2 as I'm playing it, but it's still a good game. Nah, I'd probably put that above Journey. No More Snow, that was a good bit of fun, put that below Journey though. Revelations 2. Well, I'll put that up here, I reckon. I enjoy that game more in hindsight. The Messenger. That probably goes up here somewhere. Yeah, about there. Trepang too, now that goes pretty high. Probably not quite Dread Templar, probably around here. It's not over yet, but I'm sure Wrathaeon of Ruin was this year. Feels like last year. That was pretty darn good. Out there, I reckon, and ZZT. Probably like down here somewhere. All the DOS stuff at the bottom. God, he hates old games. Yep, I guess that's how I feel about that. Doom Legacy of Rust. Game of the Year. I don't know. Playthrough of the Year. Who knows? Okay, now Streams of the Year, which is more complicated because obviously streams are uploaded later, just as playthroughs are. So like a lot of this stuff will have been done last year. That's going to be not as much of a problem in 2026 and heading forward beyond that. Because one thing that changed with streams this year was now I'm uploading them as full archives instead, rather than spreading them out, because I was streaming more than I was uploading and the backlog was growing and it was just going to grow out of control until I ran out of space. So I decided, whatever, I'll just upload the full VODs. Sure, they're like 3 to 5, maybe even 6 hour long sometimes, so they're kind of unreasonable to watch, but it's just more convenient that way. So I'm sorry if it's caused any problems with avid viewers. But yes, this was all mostly stuff that was here at the end of the last Roundup video, but I guess finished going up in 2025. The Kudelka was streamed some October, I think that was October 2023, wasn't it? I don't remember. Skater! Gator 3D Lunistis. But a bunch of kind of random little stuff. Viscera Cleanup Detail, that was last year. Or something. The Doom 3 2024 replays, yeah, that was in the last video. And now I believe here we get into like kind of this year's uploads ish. That was uploaded this year as well. But I think the stuff that I streamed basically this year, obviously that would have been Christmas last year that I streamed Cthulhu Saves Christmas. Is this... These playlists are sorted. I don't know. I won't try to make sense of it. But yeah, indie little Christmas, basically an RPG Maker thing. It wasn't made in RPG Maker, but that kind of thing. 2D JRPG style thing where you play as Cthulhu and save Christmas. It's very comedic. It was a good laugh. East 10 Nordics, I talked about that in the last end of year roundup. I guess that finished going up this year. Yep. Not one of my favourite East games, but not dead last. But I mean, even Dead Last East game is still good. I still enjoy. But it's fairly low on the list, especially... I mean, it doesn't come into my ranking of the game of how much I enjoy it compared to other East games, but of course, just after it came out on Steam in the West and stuff, they announced they'll be doing a new version of it, East 10 Proud Nordics, which is like the game but with like some extra features, quality of life improvements, an entire new like end game area, and they're selling it for full bloody price. Piss off with that. But still, hopefully there's a good launch discount, but I won't be holding my breath. The Awesome Adventures of Captain Spirit, what? Are you sure? That might have just been in like the random games and stuff. That definitely wasn't this year or whatever. I guess I just gave that its own playlist at some point. Amber Isle, that was definitely this year. Kind of a shop sim, life sim, friend sim, whatever the heck. You're a dinosaur on an island of dinosaurs. You gotta clean up the island, get people to live on the island, sell stuff in your shop to pay off debts or whatever the heck it was. Yeah. It wasn't the best, like there were some things missing that were keeping it from being great, but clearly I enjoyed it enough. It wasn't even really something I would stream an entire playthrough of, but I don't know. If it wasn't for dinosaurs I wouldn't have been interested in the game, I probably wouldn't have continued it, but lots of cute characters, and it was cozy to stream. I enjoyed it. I kind of missed it for a while afterwards as well. But yeah. I expected like an Animal Crossing style thing, which I've never played a game of, but from what I saw of it and what I've seen of Animal Crossing, it's what I expected, but it's not really that. But yeah, pretty good. Heretic mods? Did I did. I guess I did some Heretic mods, or at least one. Leggy. Yeah, I don't know if this is all in the right order, it's probably not. Just a thing I tried on a variety stream and decided to continue. There'll be more variety streams coming up in the new year, of course. In fact, one quite early, and I kind of got a vague plan to do more, but I guess I'll talk about that a bit later. Something to do with like plans moving forward on streams. But yeah, that was a weird game. I don't even really know what to say about it. Just very strange. Like a first-person, almost Grimrock-like movement. But I guess, yeah, kind of. You move in tiles, in spaces, but at times it was like mist or something where you click to move forward and a little cutscene would play where you walk to the next point. I don't know, it's weird. It's a very strange game. I don't know what else to say about it. Replayed East Ark of Napishtim this year, because after East Nordics I wanted to play one of the old ones again. And this was one of the few that I hadn't done on stream before. Lovely to replay. That's one where I'm always dreading fighting one of the final bosses, because it's always a pain in the arse. But this time it went surprisingly easy. Probably because it was my first time getting some items that I'd never gotten before. Because I've played this game like, what, 3 times before this one? Maybe only twice, but this time I decided off stream I would look up how to get some items. So yeah, I got some extra things that I usually didn't get before. That was fun. Grandia 2 HD Remaster. I love Grandia 2. Obviously we did Grandia 1 HD Remaster some years ago, which was good fun. Grandia 2 I think I still enjoy more, although the adventurous feeling of Grandia 1 I think I enjoy more, but yeah, very good game. Up there among maybe my favourite JRPGs of all time, mostly for the combat system. Probably top 10, maybe. Well, I don't know. That'd be quite packed with Final Fantasies. If you do a top 10 but only one game per franchise, it would definitely be in top 10. Mostly because I haven't played that many different franchises of JRPG actually. Whatever. This is just here for some reason. I don't remember what I did with Shovel Knight playlist, whatever. Community nights. That was already there last year, this playlist, but it only had 1 video. There's only been 4 community nights. Yeah, I don't do those very often. social difficulties and awkwardness and just not wanting to join because of that. I did a Zargon replay using some kind of source port or something. The source code was released or something like that. So this playthrough also includes 2 brand new, never before seen levels, one of them by one of the original level designers or something, and one of them by a fan. Not a fan of my channels or anything, but a Zargon fan, because there's level editing capabilities now. Yeah, that's always a good game to replay. Dungeon Lords, yeah. Another game I tried during a variety stream. This wasn't a particularly good game, but it was one that just wouldn't let me go. It wouldn't let me out of its grip and I had to play it. It was janky, it was kind of obnoxious at times, especially with the combat. The respawning enemy groups, you get to take a few steps before you have to fight another swarm. But yeah, all things considered, not a terrible game. It was an interesting experience. Wouldn't play it again. But yeah, it was a larf. And of course, who could forget the static goblin? Yes, at last my bargain is won. Overload plus the DLC is a Descent-like game. Indie Descent. Pretty darn good. One of the DLCs I couldn't finish because, like, no, just bad design or something. And the guide bot in it doesn't work. It didn't seem to anyway. But main game, yeah, pretty darn good. If you're a fan of Descent, you can't go wrong with Overload. Would definitely recommend. Obviously it's got all the Descent stuff, the levels are confusing, you're going to be looking at the map or using the guide bot a lot. Luckily it works throughout the main campaign. Yeah, very fun, very satisfying weapons and explosions, as you would expect. Celeste. Now here we're coming up to a bunch that I tried on a variety stream and continued. This was a lucrative variety stream, as in I continued playing a lot of them. Celeste was one of them. Everybody knows Celeste. I don't need to say much about Celeste, do I? It's one of those kind of precision platformers. Rage platformers, you might call it. But I enjoyed that. The movement was good. Good story. Yeah, good game. I see why people love it. I didn't do everything in it though. Because like to get the, to access the final chapter or something, you needed to get, I don't know, some hidden things that I didn't want to go back and find. And I think they were quite challenging to get, and I'd kind of had my fill of the game. I got what I wanted out of it. Marlowe Briggs and the Mask of Death, that was a thing. Strange, like, I guess kind of Devil May Cry kind of game. That kind of combat anyway. Yeah, I don't know what to say about it. It's just third-person action combat thing. Wacky. Pokemon Fire Red, streamed after Grandia 2, I do believe. I had played Pokemon Yellow and some of Blue before, but had to play Fire Red, a remake of the Gen 1 one, and of course the one where you get Charizard. Well, you don't necessarily get Charizard, but the one with Charizard on the cover. Yeah, it was pretty darn good. I wouldn't play any, I probably won't play any later gen Pokemons because I just don't enjoy the later gens as much. But Gen 1, best gen. I did do the post game as well though, with some Gen 3 was it, I think? Slug my balls, lol. What? But yeah, good stuff. It was nice to re-experience the Gen 1. Hell Yeah Wrath of the Dead Rabbit, another one I started in the variety stream, so was Marlowe Briggs and Celeste, the same one. The same variety stream. Weird, not really Metroidvania, like, you get these big levels to explore a bit, you have to go fight a bunch of bosses, you get some new powers. Yeah, weird game, very strange, pretty darn good though. Quite simple, is it? I don't know, it's got a lot going on. Not the best, it's got some problems, but yeah, it works well enough, and it's a decent bit of fun. Why is this here? This is absolutely not... wait. Okay, it's up there. Yogurt Commercial 3 was another one from the variety stream, that's what I was looking for. I didn't finish that one, I got as far as I could, but it's kind of almost point and click adventure-y. At some point I couldn't figure out how to progress anymore. But yeah, it's a very wacky game. Very strange, very amusing. I got a lot of fun out of that. I wish I could have finished it. I don't really know how to describe it, it's just, it's its own thing. You have to check it out to get any idea. Very, very strange. Halo Combat Evolved? Me replaying Halo 1? Yeah, the Master Chief Collection. Because I have that now. And I'm planning to record a playthrough of Halo 2, which will hopefully be uploaded in 2026. It should be, I think, towards the end. Last third of the year maybe, last half, I don't know. But yeah, actually though, replaying through the first Halo in the Master Chief Collection, I appreciate it a lot more this time around. I still ran into problems, but I didn't mind it as much. It was probably partly because of having an audience and stuff, you know, I could talk to the chat while times were boring. Bloody library. Ugh! It wasn't actually quite as long as I remembered. It was still boring, but yeah. But yeah, good to re-experience, and I'm looking forward to seeing Halo 2. People say it's a lot better. We'll see. Spy Chameleon. Oh, this was in another variety stream, a different one. Scaly Edition. Yeah, that was just a short, simple, kind of stealthy game. Pretty fun. Just run around collecting things and making your way to the exit without being spotted. But the main gimmick being you're a chameleon, so you can change colour, so you can blend in with background objects. Yeah. It was pretty cool. Walking Dead, oh yeah, I did Walking Dead Mission during October as one of the Spooktober specials. So that's in here. I'll be doing other seasons in future, obviously. Amnesia, The Bunker, and Layers of Fear. Other two main things I did during Spooktober. First time playthroughs of both. Amnesia the Bunker, very good. New frictional game. You can't really go wrong, can you? I don't know, you probably can, but yeah, enjoyed that a lot. Layers of Fear, less so. It wasn't as bad as I expected. It was full of jump scares, and like, yeah, they were cheap jump scares a lot of the time. But there were so many of them that it kind of reached a point where every room you walk into, something happens, and it just kind of desensitized me. Like, it was not scary for most of the game because I'd gotten so used to it. I also did the DLC for that, or whatever, the expansion, Inheritance, which, yeah, not great. But yeah, plenty of spooks there, if you want them, and if you missed them. The VR chat, I did another VR chat stream this year, for October. Wanted Raccoon, when was this? This was a playlist I made. I think this was originally in the Unfinished Playthroughs playlist, but at some point I decided to just give them their own playlists and say Unfinished in the title instead. I don't remember when this was, it might have been this year. I don't remember. A very janky, broken game, where you play as a raccoon, doing mischief and crimes to free other raccoons. Fight the Dragon was a game I tried in a variety stream, the Scaly Edition. Oh god, this video is going on, sorry. Streaming too many things. I wish I liked that game more. It's mostly like user-made missions, levels and stuff. Yeah, I don't know. I wish I enjoyed that more. It had fun ideas and lots of loot, but I don't know. It just didn't grab me. Tried a bit more Noita this year, that didn't go very well. Darkside Detective, another October thing. Kinda point and click adventure for people who don't like point and click adventures, basically. Very short, simple missions with not too much to do. So yeah, just a few rooms per mission so you don't get too lost and have to resort to use everything on everything until something works. There still is some of that, but yeah, that was fun. Questmaster, that's in early access. I tried a bunch of user missions on that. Planning to do a full stream of the campaign when it comes out of early access. Sort of a indie Zelda thing with a big focus on fan-made dungeons and stuff. And Ebenezer and the Invisible World. What I did in December. Metroidvania based on Ebenezer Scrooge, which was a janky game. Very glitchy, but a good time. Oh, and yeah, Dragon Quest XI started this year as well. That's still ongoing and will be for a while, by the look of it. And a bunch of other random stuff. Obviously there's always Doom going on and other random things. But yes, Dragon Quest XI, the current JRPG that will be going on into the new year. Yes. Right, what's next? Okay, now we're starting to reach the endages, winding down this roundup. That's the main stuff out of the way. But some other random things that have happened and changed this year. As I mentioned earlier, stream archives, they're now being uploaded in their full length. Some of them will obviously still be shorter, like here's some other Halloween stuff. October, Amenti, Fibrillation, some more Doom, Coma Mortuary, where's Fibrillation HD? I don't know, it's somewhere. Then we're going to Christmas. Yeah, it's all coming up in January. Once I'm all caught up with this, they'll be uploaded pretty much immediately after the stream, or the day after or something. Something like that. Oh my god, I guessed the game coming up. The only one of 2025, I don't remember. So yeah. What else? Oh yeah, the stream archives. The playlists getting like proper thumbnail, well, the videos as well. Getting proper thumbnails now, kind of. Obviously not with art of me drawn over them like you get on Piece of Pie software, but with the session numbers and stuff. It's not really worth mentioning, is it? What else? My stream schedule this year? Well, you can't really see it here. This is a bad example because this week is different, or was different. But my stream schedule this year, my stream schedule used to be Monday, Wednesday and Friday. This year it changed into Monday, Wednesday and Saturday. Monday is JRPG day. That used to be on Fridays. But now it's on Mondays. So if you want JRPGs, you can pretty much guarantee there's going to be a JRPG going on Monday. Yeah, that's about all that changed. Saturday is usually like a secondary playthrough. It was a bit different during December. It was all over the place. This was a Wednesday I didn't do because it was Christmas Eve. Yeah, this whatever. That's a different thing. Here's some upcoming streams, by the way. Lunacid is my first main plan. And yeah, just some other random stuff. What else? Yes. Oh yeah, and Wednesdays are usually more kind of varietous. I mean, they're all varietous. They all cycle through different things, but Wednesday will be more often random stuff like Doom, variety streams, other random things. Mostly those though, especially Doom. I got a couple new VTube avatars this year. They don't animate quite as well as these ones. Yep. They just light up because I didn't draw these. Dragon and kobold form of dragon. Look how wiggly the kobold version is. Yes. A commission that a friend got done for me so that I could have like a reference sheet of my dragon and my kobold, or one of my kobolds, as in kobold form of dragon. I already said that. But yeah, they show up on streams sometimes as a redemption if you want to transform me into one of these various other creatures, forms. People have fun calling me a big kobold. How dare! So if you want to catch any of that action, head on over to twitch.tv/pieceofpiesoftware, although come February it will probably be changing to twitch.tv/Drakaya. I'm planning to change the channel name, I guess. probably, just because Piece of Pie Software, it's a long name. I want it to be easier to, just easier to type and stuff, and not such a long link and stuff. So links in the video descriptions will eventually be wrong, so I'll have to update them. But yeah, well, obviously I'm not going to go back and update every video description with all the links below, but, you know, in future it'll be twitch.tv/Drakaya. For now though, it's still Piece of Pie Software. And now, oh look, it's Dragon Dreams. You know, it had to be mentioned at some point. So Drakaya, what's the status with the main game, eh? You must be nearly done now, right? No, not quite. It's over half done though. Don't worry. Progress is being made and I'm past the hardest part of it now, what I anticipate to be the hardest part anyway. So development should speed up in 2026, but we're looking at Taste of Adventure here. Just green, I don't know. Because as you might be aware, I did an update for Christmas Nightmare that added quite a lot of new stuff, including skins. Yep, that's available of course for free at the usual places, itch.io and stuff. So if you need a bit of last minute Christmas, well, it's a bit late because we're in the new year now, but you know. But there will be a similar update coming for A Taste of Adventure, with rebindable controls added, and skins, and some various other things. So yeah, if you're not sick of Dragon Dreams yet, if you need something else to tide you over while you continue waiting for the main game, which I promise will come someday, even if it's at the heat death of the universe, I'll make sure it's released before we all melt, or whatever the heck. So I at least have like billions of years to finish it, plenty of time. But yeah, it will come. But if you want an excuse, if you couldn't play the already existing Dragon Dreams games because of lack of rebindable controls, now you can. Bunch of other fresh new features. Oh, I haven't added the new indicators to this version yet, apparently. That'll be coming as well, of course. But yeah. Yum. Always fun. I've got so many plans for the series as well. Hopefully I can finish the first full main game, and also some future ones as well, because boy do I have plans. And speaking of plans, here's what you can look forward to in 2026, and then we'll end this video. Obviously I won't know much for streams, that's mostly what I'm in the mood to play at the time, but on the main channel, here's all I've got recorded so far. Well, I haven't recorded these two yet, but they're basically confirmed plans. But yes, after Tripang 2, Xenoclash 2 with Reptiloid, Alien Breed 2 Assault. I did play through the first one some years ago or whatever. Not an amazing game. This one's also not amazing, but yeah, decent bit of simple fun. Chasm the Rift, Crash Bandicoot 4. Yes, Crash Bandicoot is back, baby. Ill Will, another FPS, indie, short, fun. Ori and the Blind Forest. Blood, Fresh Supply. Going to be recording American McGee's Alice if it goes well, then Halo 2. And I've already recorded Effie and Endling Extinction is Forever. There'll probably be something between those. I'll probably put another FPS between them or something. And of course Ultimate Underworld coming after Darksiders 2. And, you know, the usual other stuff. I'll probably take Zeds of T-Worlds off, I don't know. But Resident Evil Revelations 2 raid mode, as I mentioned earlier. But yeah, there's what you can look forward to on the main channel so far. Obviously some other stuff later, but I just haven't recorded any more than that yet. And as for streams, well, I could scroll down, but this is just stuff that's already been recorded and scheduled. I don't know what I plan to stream, other than January, the first main thing, as I mentioned, Lunacid. I'm planning to start streaming on Saturdays as the, I guess, first main new game, because I've been in a big Kingsfield-ish mood lately, ever since trying a bunch of Kingsfield-inspired game demos, like Verho, Curse of Faces, and what else? Hark the Ghoul. Hark the Ghoul! I can't wait for that. That was amazing. But yes, I guess other vague plans. After Dragon Quest XI finally ends, that'll probably be replaced with Was it Nayuta? Nayuta Boundless Trails or something? It's kind of an East-like game. Other than that though, yeah, more Doom. I'm planning to do more variety streams this year as well, 2026. I keep referring to this year for 2025 and 2026. Sorry, I'm inconsistent. That's what happens when it's the bridge between years. But yeah, just more stuff. More JRPGs, more FPSs, more Doom, more variety, more everything. But yeah, that will do it. So, thanks for watching this roundup video. Sorry, I feel like I waffled on a bit, but I tried to go through it semi-quickly. There's just a lot to talk about, isn't there? Probably too much. Most of it I probably don't need to talk about. But yeah, and thanks for sticking around for, well, some of you another year, some of you maybe your first year. Either way, thanks for sticking around. Hope you've enjoyed what you've watched. And another year of videos to come. Videos, streams, stuff. And I hope you enjoyed the advent calendars, or the Christmas specials, the still ongoing Doom Megawad from the Christmas specials will end in a few days or something. I think the final part is on January 4th. June 4th? That's a long Megawad. No. But yeah, after that, back to normality. Oh, the humanity. It's alright, I'm sure Christmas will be back around again soon enough. And at some point this year, 2026, I'll be having my gallbladder surgery. So wish me luck with that. Presumably anyway. They did say the waiting list would be like 6 to 12 months, and we're now after 6 months. So yeah, it'll be coming up within the next 5 or 6 months. Scary, but oh well. But yes, thanks for watching. Best wishes to you and your loved ones in 2026. And yeah, I hope you keep well, enjoy the videos, and I'll see you again every day, as always, right here on Gamesville, as in Piece of Pie Software. Goodbye, good night, don't drink too much. You probably already are. You're probably watching this after New Year, as in after New Year's Eve, whatever. You're probably too busy partying right now when this is uploaded. Hello? Is anybody out there watching this video? No, it's being uploaded into a void. Okay, bye. I'm going to have a new year too. I might be on VR chat drinking this very minute. Probably not though. Okay, bye.